Hey, welcome to today's Daily Dose. I'm Eric Watson of Team Watson out of Bowie, Maryland, where we promote wealth, wellness, and wine. And the wealth is all about promoting a wealthy lifestyle a wealthy mindset so you can pass on a financial legacy to your family and not have to worry so much about finances and your bills. Wellness is all about keeping closely in mind those things that we put in our body and around our body so that we can live long, healthy lives. And wine is just because we love to kick back and drink an occasional glass of wine and have some adult conversation and do some adult things, I guess, and enjoy that good, great beverage. So, Wealth, Wellness, and Wine with Eric and Tammy Watson on our Facebook page. That's where you can check us out. Or on my personal Facebook page at Eric Watson. Just let me know what you think about our Daily Dose quotes. All right. And with that, I have to say a special thank you out to those who allow me to share on a regular basis. First of all, Reverend Franklin Morris of WVTC Radio, Victory Through Christ Radio out of Chicago, Illinois. He is doing big things with his gospel programming. And he has an Apple app as well as a Google app. So check him out. You can take him around on your phone with those apps or reach him online at WVTCradio.com. Also, I have to give a special thanks out to my good friend and fellow Syracuse alum, Big Bubba Roland Grimes. He is doing big things with Roland Grimes Media out of Suitland, Maryland. Just transitioned studios. About to go mobile. He's doing big things, growing at the rapid rate. So, hey, let's grow together. All right. And with that, I have to say again today, as I say every day, I am blessed to be blessed on yet again the greatest day of my life. And it's the greatest day of my life because I was allowed, it's the most recent day that I've been allowed to get up out of bed, walk amongst the living, take yet another breath, and most importantly, share with each and every one of you. Because I think the ability to share is a gift. And I am thankful for that gift, and I'm thankful for the ability to share with each and every one of you. So again, I am blessed to be blessed on this, again, the greatest day of my life. And I feel like if I can touch but one person can be influenced by what I say, in a positive manner, I have done my job. So if I can touch but one, my job is done. Now, with that, let's go ahead and get into today's Daily Dose. And it's by a gentleman named Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was an Irish poet and became one of London's most popular playwrights in the early 1890s. And what Oscar Wilde says, experience is the name we give to our past mistakes. Again, experience is the name we give to our past mistakes. And what he's saying, plain and simple right there, is we live and we learn. We're going to make some mistakes along the way, and we chalk that up to experience. Now, as a parent, I would be ecstatic if my kids could learn from my experiences as I express it to them. If I tell them, don't touch that stove, because through my experiences, I've learned that stove is hot and it'll burn your hand. I would just love if my kids and if people could learn from others' experiences that way. But that's not necessarily human nature sometimes. All right. Some people can learn from others' mistakes, but for the most part, or at least maybe it's just my kids, they have to learn on their own. They have to learn from their own mistakes. They're going to make their mistakes. Hopefully the mistakes aren't too detrimental, but they're going to learn from their own mistakes, and that is called experience. All right, so I can't get too mad. Well, I can get mad, but I can't get too mad when they don't learn from what I tell them, because sometimes they have to go out and they have to use what they hear, and they have to comprehend that, and maybe their mistakes won't be as bad as the mistakes that have been made by others or that I have made. But sometimes they just have to go out and experience life. And that experience of life is going to entail making mistakes. And another thing, I've consistently talked about not fearing failure. And I'm not going to say that failure and mistakes are interchangeable, but for the purposes of this discussion, we'll just say that failure is along the same lines of mistakes, but you can't fear failure just like you can't fear making mistakes. You can't fear going out in life making mistakes. You can't put yourself in a bubble. You can't wrap yourself in a cocoon because you fear going out and making mistakes. You're going to have to go out and live life, and part of living life is going to be making mistakes. All right, you're going to make those mistakes, and that is what is called experience. All right, so don't fear your mistakes. Don't fear failure. All right, be the best at what you can do, and that will give you the confidence to move forward without that fear of making mistakes. But just live life. Go out, make things happen, live life, and that is what we call experience, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I want to hear what each and every one of you have to say. I want to know what you think about mistakes. Do they actually equal experience? Is it a part of life? Are making mistakes just a part of experiencing life? Can you get through life? Can you experience life without making mistakes? I want to hear from each and every one of you. What mistakes have you made and kept going? Chalked it up to experience. What kind of things have you done that you may have been able to done better, but okay, it was a mistake. Now you go ahead and move forward with life, and you just call it experience. Now you have experienced that mistake. You live, you learn, and you move on. I want to hear from each and every one of you. Let me know what you think. And again, Oscar Wilde said, experience is the name we give to our past mistakes. All right. So again, I want to hear from each and every one of you. Let me know what you think. You can reach us on Wealth, Wellness, and Wine with Eric and Tammy Watson, or on my personal Facebook page at Eric Watson. I just want to hear what you have to say about experience versus mistakes. So with that, I'm going to have to give a special thanks out to everyone that joined me this morning. Who do we have? My wife, Old Faithful. Thank you for joining me, Tammy. Corey Billings, what's going on, bro? One of my fraternity brothers out there. Thank you so much. Stephanie Williams, that's my new, what's she call me? Her Facebook bestie. Thank you so very much. And Leah Spicer down in South America. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Corey Top Dog Williams, thank you for joining me, bro. I appreciate you. Yvette Thompson, thank you for joining me. Mo Cottom, another one of my brothers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Reginald Bradley, thank you, thank you. Anja Graves Guyton, thank you so much for joining me, ma'am. Tell your husband, give me a call. Lisa Lindsay, how are you, ma'am? Another fellow Syracuse alum right there. Mo Cottom said, true, can't fear failure. There you go, brother. Denise Gatewood said, good morning. Thank you so very much. Good morning back to you. Evan Murray, what's going on, bro? Another one of my good bros out there. Thank you for joining me. Stephanie Williams, what'd you say? Yes, it is. Mistakes are a huge part of life. Without it, you cannot grow. Amen, and pass the plate, Stephanie. That's what I'm talking about. Reginald Bradley said mistakes are part of life. Depending on the mistakes can move you to grow or fail. But again, one thing I want to emphasize on that is failure is not permanent. All right. So it can motivate you, move you to grow or to fail. But if it moves you to fail, you get up, you dust yourself off, and you keep moving. And again, you experience life. All right. James Weish, one of my good friends from high school, played football together. For the couple years I played JV. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Reggie Bradley said, E. Murray, what's going on? Mo Cottom said, dated, love the wrong person. I'm not going to touch that one. Rodriguez Holt, thank you for joining me. Reggie Bradley said, keep doing what God has you do. Love your team. I love you too, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Denise Gatewood, plenty, but I'm moving on as I'm supposed to. I'm assuming you're saying you've made plenty of mistakes and you're moving on. So, hey, keep moving on. Keep experiencing life. Don't let those mistakes hold you back. Frederick Lee, thank you for joining me. Danetta Carter, thank you for joining me. And Sean Presley, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you all. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I just want to wish each and every one of you a blessed and prosperous day. Until we meet again, bye-bye.